A runaway slave had accepted her untimely fate when an anonymous swordsman intervenes to fend off reptilian ruffians. Starfire cringes as the swordsman shrieks from the darkness. Oh, Starfire, there is plenty more cringing in the upcoming pages. Starfire watches in fixed fascination like a fly helplessly watching dueling spiders. Are her rescuer's intentions any better than her pursuers? Will he be kind or at least merciful? Well, I'm already uncomfortable. You? The rescuer calls her to escape through the metal door. The only door present. She automatically obeys. Safely on the other side, the rescuer then calls her to get onto his flying craft. She hesitates, believing the craft to be a beastly animal. The rescuer explains it is only a machine. Starfire mounts her lithe figure onto the pulsating machine. Hang on. Mounts? Pulsating? The swordsman guides the craft by playing with glowing jewels and unfamiliar rods. That's right. Playing with jewels and unfamiliar rods. The runaway slave post-traumatically flashes back 18 years to the citadel of Molechon. A slaver named Gula sells an infant to his ruler Sukharoth. He remarks how the babe is exotically hued by having a yellow mother and a white father. This exotic hue inspires Sukharoth to place her among his chosen. Starfire grows up as a house slave, little more than a household pet. But with maturation comes curiosity. Starfire wondered why her species was chained. She was told her species was content in the shackles. This she accepted, although an uneasiness remained. Questions remained. Hours before her rescue by the swordsman, all those questions were answered. Her governess informed her she was among the chosen, human brides for Sukharoth. Slavers always do that, dear reader, taking consorts and waiting until a suitable age. It is a mask of civilized behavior, a warped facade of what is proper, a calculated image disguising immorality. She had felt Sukharoth's touch before. Gross. I hope that does not mean what I think it means. Slavers never adhere to their so-called discipline or rules. And so, Starfire fled in a blind panic. Possessing an improvisational mind, she escaped into a world where she knew nothing. Pursued, she sought shelter in what appeared to be a ruined temple. A ruin jutting from the night, beckoning like a hand. Tragically, she had accepted her fate when her random rescuer appeared. This filled her with all the confusion that comes with questions. Now, in a stranger's car, Starfire, naive and unworldly, asks the rescuer his name. He is Dagon. He was scouring the ruins for weapons. He saved her because she is human. Oh, I doubt humanity was the only reason, Starfire. He flies her to a mountaintop encampment. He declares the camp her new home. She acknowledges and calls him Master. Oh, I feel a Captain Picard meme coming on. Dagon bluntly refuses to be called Master. She is free. However, Starfire asks what is this free of which he speaks. Dagon then mansplains explains how Pytharia was conquered by the Mygorg. Once, there were cities with knowledge, technology and progress. But progress was paid for by war. A feud so ancient that neither side could recall its origin. Bloodshed kept the machines of progress well oiled. Once war had become a daily ritual, the church was tasked with waging it. What could go wrong? Combat training was euphemistically labeled religious instruction. Dagon was such a priest. Churchmen were charged with bottlenecking and concentrating all science and counter-science. Hang on, counter-science? Is that from the makers of alternative facts? The clergy used counter-science to summon the Mygorg from the netherworld. The Mygorg provided fresh troops. But eventually, the other factions summoned the Yorg, arch-enemies of the Mygorg. The aliens were nowhere near as stupid as the clergy. They conspired and rebelled. All knowledge and infrastructure were lost. Afterward, the Mygorg and Yorg resumed their conflict using humans as expendable troops. The Mygorg won. Dagon concludes his tale by stating no creature has the right to dominate the other. My intuition feels another Picard meme coming on. Starfire acknowledges but continues calling him master. Under Dagon's tutelage, Starfire is trained to survive. She learns swordsmanship, archery, spearing, boxing, tracking, and trapping. However, Dagon is frustrated. She is learning the right skills, but for the wrong reasons. He pleads with her to think for herself. She merely responds, "Whatever you say, master." Time passes. Starfire returns from a hunt, expecting Dagon to be proud of her trapping all by herself. She's shocked the camp has been raised by a madness most inhuman. With mixed feelings, she notes no sign of Dagon. Of course, the feelings are mixed. It is then Starfire notices a cloudy, viscous slime with a distinctive odor. Sukaroth himself. Ugh. Did Sukaroth... No, not going there. For the first time in her life, there is no one to guide her, to point the way. She runs to rescue Dagon so he can keep telling her what to do. So tragic, it is darkly comical. To free Dagon, she must overcome the Citadel's defenses and security. Difficult, you ask? Actually, it is going to be super easy, barely an inconvenience. Down in the dungeons, the slaves are surprised to behold a woman without guards. Starfire rebukes and cries for help, ranting that she must save her master. She finds Dagon broken on a torture rack. With half a breath, he informs her that Sukaroth did not like being bested by a human. Dagon tells her that his end is only the beginning for her. He has taught her to survive, that a person belongs to no one. He expires saying a free world is up to her. A brainwashed woman with warped social development and rudimentary resources. Impossibly, a metamorphosis occurs. Without counsel, without advice, a decision is made. She grabs the cell keys. Moments pass. A vengeful mob storms the throne room. Sukaroth orders Starfire to lower her sword. She does hesitate. Conditioning dies hard. But in the end, she decides to raise her sword and battle the tyrant. For once, her only word to someone is no. Atta girl. But why is her head now on a different panel? Yes, her body is magnificent, but she is not one of those headless window mannequins. Arrogant, Sukaroth threatens her even as he lies on his back. Starfire retorts that he kept her entire species in chains, treated her like a pet, and murdered the man she loved. Well, I now retract my earlier Atta girl. Starfire summons a second no! A spontaneous cheer erupts as she pulls her blade from the gaping flap of Sukaroth's throat. Victory is indeed a taste so sweet. She knows more battles are soon to follow. But she also knows that she and others are willing to die for the winning of the world. The winning of a dream. Well, this has been problematic. I am Rima, the Jungle Girl, and be here when I again weave a tale or two of the Bronze Age heroines.